Guys, wow, go on. Welcome back to the channel, my people. Welcome back to Riley's World. Thank you guys for joining me. We have lots to discuss today, guys. Thank you for making it Riley's World. Thank you for joining the channel. You know what I mean, guys, please leave your comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification so you can be notified whenever the channel is up and running and live. You know what I mean? Premier League is back. The Premier League is back again, full swing. You know what I mean? Well, actually, the Premier League started yesterday, and you know what I mean. We got a treat yesterday. You know what I mean? It was an okay game. Um, Newcastle. Yesterday game was Newcastle. Sorry, it was Liverpool. Liverpool and Bournemouth. And Newcastle game is still on my brain. I was watching it. Newcastle and Bournemouth yesterday, and boy, did the champions put on a show. You know what I mean? The champions put on a show. You know what I mean? That game finished 4-2. You know what I mean? But by no means were Bournemouth run over. You know what I mean, guys? By no means at all, because Newcastle pretty much, to me, left it late for the win. You know what I mean? Because Bournemouth keep on coming back. You know what I mean? It was the Premier League, guys. You know what I mean? That's why it's considered as the best league. You know what I mean? It's like nobody is safe, no matter who you are. Bournemouth was not playing dead. They didn't. It's like they didn't came to lose. You know what I mean? They played and they gave everything. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. You know what I mean? When you're professional players getting paid to play this beautiful sports, you know what I mean? You fight to the end. And trust me, Bournemouth fought to the end. You know what I mean? It was a lovely game yesterday. Game finished 4-2, as I mentioned before. Eketike, you know what I mean? Sensational talent, bro. Sensational talent. You know what I mean? The kid looks good. You know what I mean? Miserable. It's all over the place. You know what I mean? He's like a bee. Just keep on going. You know, and he got his just reward. You know what I mean? He scored the first goal in the 37th minute. You know what I mean? That was followed up by Gakpo in the 49th minute. You know what I mean? But as I mentioned, guys, Bournemouth came back. They came back twice. You know what I mean? They hit back with 2 goals of their own. You know what I mean? And Semenyo, you know what I mean? What a talent. He pegged back the champions twice in the 64 and the 76 minute. You know, guys, I mean, like, I'm looking at this player, and it's like the guys on the chat yesterday was saying, yo, why not? Why Arsenal ain't gone for him? You know what I mean? But you don't know the thing. Every time there's a player that plays good, everybody always wondered, why didn't their team go for him? You know what I mean? But this youth was fantastic yesterday. You know what I mean? He was taking the game to Liverpool, and he wasn't scared. It was beautiful. Liverpool came back. You know what I mean? And they hit back twice with Chezier in the 88th minute, and Salah. Salah just could not finish that game without putting his name on that score sheet, guys. I mean, like, the ball that Salah ran down was pretty much a ball that he had no right even getting. You know what I'm saying? He has no right getting that ball. And he ran down that ball. It's like he look at his watch. And like, oh, damn, the game is about to over and I ain't score yet. And I'm telling you, he run after that ball like he was crazy. And he got his just reward, you know what I mean? He got it, you know what I mean? And right-footed goal as well, you know what I mean? So Liverpool, the champions, they did well yesterday, starting off their campaign with a win, which we expected no different. Aston Villa and Newcastle, yes, that was a game that was on my mind, because for some reason I knew that this game would have gone into a draw. I don't know why, but I just knew. I knew Newcastle didn't have the firepower, you know what I mean? But I thought defensively they would manage Aston Villa. and they did. You know what I mean? It didn't help that Aston Villa went down to a red card, went down to 10 man, and when they receive a red card, and it was indeed a red card. You know what I mean? Konsa saw already in the 66th minute. You know, it was Newcastle that was pressing, and it was Aston Villa actually that was pressing, and Newcastle was countering. You know what I mean? Countering. And that counter paid off when they um, got in behind the defend Kansa and he had to pull his man down. You know, he saw a straight red. You know, I mean, Newcastle kept on pressing because they had the advantage of they had the man advantage. You know what I mean? But we all know this striking situation with Newcastle right now. They're not in a good position right now pertaining to their striker. So it was what it was. You know what I mean? They just couldn't find the back of the net. You know, Brighton, Brighton and Fulham. You know what I mean? I thought Fulham would have win this one. You know, I just think that Fulham have more than Brighton right now, even though Fulham has yet to make a signing. You know, but I still think if they picked up where they left off last season, I thought they would have had enough to overcome. You know what I mean? But they were pinned back by Brighton in the 55th minute by O'Reilly. Yeah, what do you expect, Riley? Come on, Riley. You know what I mean? We great people. You know what I mean? So they were pinned back in the 55th minute by O'Reilly, and they keep on pressing, guys. I mean, like Fulham keep on pressing. They make some substitution. You know what I mean? They brought on Smith Rowe. You know what I mean? Helped change that game. I don't even know why Smith Rowe was even on the bench. You know what I mean? Just saying. But they came on and they did their thing, and trust me, they got their reward in the 90 plus minute. In the 90 plus minute. I mean, what a way to lose some points from a game. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that one was rough to take. Really rough to take. We move on, guys, to Sunderland. Sunderland versus West Ham. I don't know what's going on over at West Ham, guys. You know what I mean? West Ham seems like they're in shambles right now. You know what I mean? Sunderland, newly promoted team, they came up and boy did they batter West Ham. You know what I mean? Everybody, y'all remember former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka. Yes, that's the captain of Sunderland right now. You know what I mean? And we all know the leader that he is. And trust me, did they have that on display today? You know what I mean? Sunderland, they run out 3-0 winners over West Ham. You know what I mean? Mayenda, Ballard, and Isidore, you know what I mean? They all scored. You know what I mean? It was a nice game. It was a nice game. I was watching bits and pieces of it, you know what I mean, while working. And like most of these games, you know what I mean, I watched the Liverpool game fully. The Aston Villa game, I managed to watch that um, because three other games was going on at the same time. So the Brighton game, I was seeing bits and pieces of that. So was the Sunderland game. You know what I mean? I watched the Tottenham game. You know what I mean? Which is what we're moving on to next. You know what I mean? The Tottenham game was. It's hard for me to say this. You know what I mean? But football is football, and the fact is the facts. You know what I mean? Tottenham was playing some good football. You understand me? Kudos was playing some. Kudos was showing off today. You know what I'm saying? Kudos was showing off today. And it was fantastic to see Kudos in the form that he was, you know what I mean, and Richardson. Richardson scored two beautiful goals. Two beautiful goals. I mean the second one was a beauty. You know what I mean? The second one was a beauty, and they ran out 3-0 winners over Burnley, with Johnson getting the third goal in the 66 minutes. Richardson goals coming in the 10th and the 68th minute. And uh, the neighbors are they're looking good. They're looking promising. You know what I mean? It's a nice start to the season for them. It's a very nice start to the season for them. You know what I mean? And yeah, let's see what they have for the rest of the season. Let's see how they hold up for the rest of the season. Um, the curtain game today was the Wolves game versus Manchester City. the game started out the game started out good on a mutual fan basis, you know what I mean? Persons like me sitting and watching, I'm like, yo, I like how this is going 0-0. Yeah, Wolves go, man. Hold them, Wolves. You know what I mean? Sink your teeth in. You know what I mean? Come on, make sure you take out a chunk of a bite. Yeah, man, goals. Yeah, I said neutral, right? Yeah, well, no. You know what I mean? But we were brought to reality quickly in the 34th minute when, you know who, Haaland, Haaland, Erling Haaland, just had to get his name on the score sheet with one of his tap-ins. Right place, right time. Just like the centre forward that he is. You know what I mean? And there he was. Tapping. Let me grab something real quick. Yeah, guys, tapping for Haaland, tapping. You know what I mean? One of his original trademark goals. And they run out after that. You know what I mean? They pretty much run right out after that because Haaland went on and get a second goal in the 6 minute before Reginder's 37 minutes and Cherky 81st minute. You know what I mean? They run right out. Um, it was what was expected. You know what I mean? We all knew the citizens was gonna do what the citizens do. You know what I mean? And so they did. You know what I mean? We knew that this would have been a win, no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it was. You know, they won, and they won comfortably. They won in style. You know what I mean? And the table is shaping up somehow now. You know what I mean? The table is looking interesting. You know what I mean? I think the citizens should be the ones. Yes, the citizens should be the ones at the top of the league right now. We should have Tottenham and Sunderland in second place. They should be tied on points, you know what I mean, second and third. Um, Liverpool should be somewhere there in fourth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Liverpool should be somewhere there in fourth. Fulham and Burnley should be somewhere there in fifth and sixth. Yeah. And Aston Villa and Newcastle should be somewhere down in the bottom because they already played and they ain't win no game yet. So that's what this table is looking like right now with tomorrow fixtures that we're going to go in, right? And going into tomorrow fixture, we're going to talk about the preview of the Arsenal versus Manchester City game, Manchester United, sorry, game. And what a game that's going to be tomorrow. You know what I mean? What a way to start off the season for Arsenal Football Club. What a way to start off the season for Manchester United. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if either teams wanted a start like that, but a start like that is what we have. And a start like that is what's going to go down tomorrow at 11:30. You know what I mean? What are we looking forward to? We're expecting Manchester United to roll out their big guns, roll out their new signing. You know what I mean? Especially the likes of Shesko. You know what I mean? We're expecting Shesko to spear that attack tomorrow. You know what I mean? They went all out. They went hard for him and they got him. You know what I mean? They got him over the mighty Newcastle. When I say mighty Newcastle, I mean spending money-wise. Because we all know Newcastle have money to spend. You know what I mean? Ain't no joke about that. Newcastle have some cheddar. Right? But with all the cheddar that they have, you know what I mean, they still couldn't get Chesko over the board. And Manchester United, you know what I mean, with no Champions League football, they got him. They got him. And it's going to be looking interesting tomorrow. You know what I mean? Um, Not really going to predict the Manchester United starting 11. I just know that I'm just talking out loud to try to think what's going to go on with them. You know what I mean? But I am going to predict the Arsenal starting 11 for tomorrow because it's very, very intriguing. Very, very interesting. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very, very interesting starting 11 for tomorrow. First and foremost, I think everybody is fit. You know what I mean? Except for the likes of Gabriel Jesus, you know what I mean, which should be the only person still sidelined coming back from injury. Not yet back, but you know what I mean. Arteta spoke, you know what I mean, and this side is he has pretty much 2 and 3 players in every positions, as he said. And the reason why he could say it like that is because he said that players are there that can play more than one position. So, you know what I mean, the versatility of the side is what's really it gonna come down to, I guess, when you look into the aspect of what needs to be done, right? Or the team need to be picked. So we are gonna look at the starting 11 or what we pretty much predict to be the starting 11 for tomorrow. You get me? Um, this is my prediction. You know what I mean? This is what I would want to see. You know what I mean? Not what Arteta is going to pick. But we all know Arteta's there already. You know what I mean? So, my prediction, everybody know, Raya going to be in goal, man. You know what I mean? So, it's Raya in goal. You know what I mean? Where we going to have the problem is this. So, we have 2 fit right back, I think, for the first time. Both of them fit and ready. Right? So, we have Timber and we have Rice. Not Rice, Timber, and we have White. Timber and White. Right? I'm going to also mess with the left back in the same run because we have we have more than 2 left back, but we only have 2 left back for the starting position right now, probably 3. Right? Hear me out. So for the left back, we have Califlori and we have Skelly. Skelly has been phenomenal all season last season. You know what I mean? And he's been very, very good. You know what I mean? He's been our starting left back by a mile. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. He earned that spot. He took it and he kept it. You know what I mean? Well deserved. He earned that. Right? He didn't have much competition last season. Califlori was mostly injured. You know what I mean? Shevchenko had to stay on the sideline and pretty much watch it. You know what I mean? He said it in his book. You know what I mean? I don't know how much of y'all guys heard what gone down in the book that Shevchenko wrote. But you know what I mean? He said that it's hard as a professional to watch from the sidelines and not play. I'm just paraphrasing. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? His ass half goes out to Lewis Kelly. You know what I mean? Because he came in and he took the spot and he was better. You know what I mean? He said he was better. You know what I mean? And all of that goodies, you know. So Lewis Kelly, Califlori, Timber, White. Where do you go? My thing is this. White and Califlori, they're similar players. They're attacking players. They're defensive, they're attacking players. So they're always going to be on the overlap. So ain't no way both of them starting. Both of them, there's no way I see both of these players playing one time. Right? Califlori, he makes Gabriel better. For sure, we saw that in the last game they played. He makes Gabriel better. Right? He gives him more freedom, he gives him more option. You know, he makes it better. Just like White does for Saka. You know what I mean? So y'all see where that playing, right? So prioritize which side. Because both of them are starting one start. Right? Or if you look at the situation who they're going to be up against on the left hand side. Mbombwe, I never can get that guy name right. You know what I mean? But that guy that Manchester United is Mbwembwe, something like so. Right. So that guy is going to be the starting over on the right hand side. Califori. I don't think Califori can manage him. You know what I'm saying? Defensively, Califori is not defensively sound. You know what I mean? He has flaws in his defensive game. You know what I mean? Skelly, I think he could. Some of the time. I don't think he can manage him right through the 90 minutes. You know what I mean? The only person I see capable of dealing with that threat over on that wing right now is Timber. You know what I mean? And you can look at the whole situation and say, boy, you're going to put the two left-sided player on the bench and play the two right-sided player, one on the right and one on the left. We are trying to win a game. You know what I mean? And sometimes tough decisions has to be made. You understand me? So definitely, I would put Timber over on the left, at least for the start of the first 45 minutes. I'll put Timber over on the left, and I'll put Rice over on the right. And that's how I'll start my two wins. You know what I mean? And everybody know that Gabriel and Saliba. That goes without saying. That goes without saying. Right? So it's Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice for me across. If I'm going to change anybody, I'll take Timber out and I'll put in Califlori. And if I put in Califlori, I have to take White out and put in Timber. You know what I mean? That's always going to be mixed up for me. But Califlori and White, I don't see them playing together. Not at the start of the game. They probably finish together, but I don't see them starting together. Okay, moving on. Everybody know the midfield duo. Zubi and Rice. You know what I mean? That's a midfield partnership that we've been looking forward to. As a matter of fact, I should say Zubi, Rice, and Odegaard. We've been looking forward to that midfield partnership all pre-season. And we only saw it once. Boy, did it look good. It looked fantastic. And we are going... breaking news. Brighton supporter died after falling ill at the stadium. Oh man, that's some sad news. That's some sad news. Condolences to the family. Yes, guys, as I was saying, Zubi, Odegaard, and Rice. We've been looking forward to that partnership all season. We saw it once. Piano lover, big up yourself, man. What's up? We saw it once, and boy, did it look good. You know, I mean, the partnership was fantastic, and we like to see it blossom and flourish. You know what I mean? And I think we're going to see that on tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to see that partnership in full-fledged. You know what I mean? Full-fledged. Hey, I'm here, my guy. I'm here, man. I'm here. You know what I mean? Doing my thing, trying to grow this channel. You know, the Premier League is back. Yeah, man, the game is back. So, you know, we are going to be here every single day, making sure that, you know, we're putting out this content and making sure that people get what's going on in the loops. You know what I mean? Getting people in these, what's going on with the games. Yeah, man. So, we're looking forward to that. You know what I mean? And I don't think we're going to go beyond. I don't think it's a situation where we're going to guess if Saka is going to be starting. You know what I mean? That's not even up for question. So, everybody knows that it's going to be Saka. And, you know what I mean? It's a debate on whether Martinelli go or Madueke. You know what I mean? But I need a flair. I need Martinelli energy. You know what I mean? So I'll go with Martinelli. You know what I mean? And I'll use Madueke as a substitute to come in. Now, the other debating point is who do you start in your striking role, right? And you can look at the whole situation and you can say, hey, does Yahers need more time? I don't think so. I start Yahers. I start Yahers. That's my starter. I'm going full force. I'm going hard. You know what I mean? And that's my predicted 11 for tomorrow's game. You know, um, it's not what Arteta is gonna pick. It's what I want to see. You know what I mean? And I want to see a starting 11 of Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Califori. You know what I mean? Zobi, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Yakares. You know what I mean? That's how I go. That's a starting level that makes the most sense to me. You know what I mean? But we're not the coach, so we'll see tomorrow what the coach actually or who the coach actually pick to start that game. You know what I mean? What's my prediction? I'm running out. I'm looking for a 3-1. I'm looking for a 3-1. I'll say 3-0 because I expect the defense is gonna stand up. You know what I mean? But I think Manchester United might just bridge it. So it might be a 3-1 victory for Arsenal. You know what I mean? But it's not a situation where you can confidently say Arsenal is gonna win. Yeah, man, because trust me, we're talking about Old Trafford. You know what I mean? We are going to Old Trafford, where we're not really, we don't really have the best of luck. You get what I'm saying, guys? So it's a task, and it's a task that I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? And this challenge will show us the ambition of where this club is and where this club want to go right now for me. And you can't say, oh, you're using the first game of the season to judge. Yes, we are. We brought in signings and we had pre-season. You know what I mean? We only have 38 games in the calendar year, in the year for the Premier League. You know what I mean? So we have to start from game one. You get what I'm saying? We have to start from game one, and that's where I'm at right now. We're starting from game one, and we will see what it is that we can muster up to challenge or to be crowned champions at the end of this campaign. You know what I mean? It's been second 3 times in a row, and I don't think we're not trying to look for a fourth. You know what I mean? We've been second. You know what I mean? It's time for first. So last time we went second 3 times was under Arsene Wenger. You know what I mean? And we did win the fourth. So we're looking forward to this one again. You know? I'm expecting a good season. You know what I mean? I'm still expecting another signing. I'm still expecting one more signing. So let's see what's coming. You know? Yeah. I'm expecting good vibes. I'm expecting tomorrow's game to be nice. You know what I mean? Entertaining. I'll be watching it from work, but I'll be watching it. You know what I mean? I'm going out, I'm running that cooking out, like, you know what I mean, to make sure that when it's time I don't have much. So I can see most of what's going on. Sorry guys. So yeah guys, that was my take. And I mean, thank you guys for making it Riley's World. Thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know what I mean? As I mentioned before, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. You know? Let's build our community, guys. Help me to bring this message across to the world. You know what I mean? Riley's World is all about our thoughts, what's inside our brain. You know what I mean? So right here, guys, you always can come and make your point. You know what I mean? Your point will be heard. You know what I mean? And make your point known. You know what I mean? On behalf of the team, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully, after that victory. You know what I mean? We can have that victory talk. Hopefully we'll be here tomorrow smiling instead of frowning, instead of mad, you know what I mean? Instead of wanting somebody's head. Alright? So guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Peace.